Hello, my name is Patrick Mochan, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite brain part, the amygdala. So, the amygdala is a small part of our brain, and it's in the temporal lobe. It's mostly made of neurons and glial cells, and it's often referred to as being almond-shaped. And not until actually doing some more research on this brain part, I discovered there was two parts of the amygdala. There's one on each side of the brain, and it's a paired structure. And you'll see that in a diagram I have in a later slide. So to gain a sense of where your amygdala is, you can put your fingertip to your temple, and it's just above the joint where your jawbone connects to your skull, and you point toward the temple on the direct opposite side. So on this side, the one opposite of your finger, and vertically, your amygdala is near eye level with your eyes. Um, and it's halfway between the center of your brain and skull. So because of its location, it also carries information from your senses, mostly smell, but also some visual and audio sensations too. So why is it important? Your amygdala is a portion of the brain that makes up the limbic system of the body, and it controls a lot of your fight or flight response actions and your survival instincts. So a lot of these are related to fear or anxiety, and these help us in surviving, or at least they used to. And the amygdala, along with other parts of the brain and body, are important in detecting danger, but they're also good at regulating learning and behavior and emotional control. And then here's that picture I mentioned earlier, and you can see those two little orange bulbs are the parts of the amygdala. So, what does our amygdala actually do? It plays a few roles, and some of them are in aggression control, learning, emotions related to parenting, emotions connecting to memory, learned behaviors related to our addictions, and then social communication relating to people and our interactions with them and interpreting their body language and speech and the personal intention of them towards us and others. And then lastly, I also have that handling use of implicit memories. And these are more automatic memories, such as riding a bike or doing things that don't recall explicit factual recall. So, why the amygdala is important to aggression specifically, it links emotional capacity to other brain abilities like our memories, learning, and senses. And if it doesn't work properly, it can be a cause or a contributor to disruptive feelings in our psyche. And damage to our amygdala can correlate to dysregulation of emotions and behavior, and if left untreated, it can lead to unfavorable outcomes. So, here I have three categories that kind of lead to emotional dysregulation: mental health conditions, neurodivergence, and brain damage. And I'm just going to list a couple from each one since there's quite a few. But mental health conditions, you have ADHD, oppositional defiant disorder, Tourette syndrome, mood disorders like depression and anxiety, and then substance abuse disorders too. Neurodivergence, we have autism spectrum disorder and rejection sensitive dysphoria. And then the last one in brain damage, there's things like substance use, stroke, infection, seizures, degenerative diseases, which can be things like Alzheimer's, and then there's brain cancers and tumors. So, what damage does aggressive behavior cause in a social sense? Our aggressive behavior can affect a lot of parties, not just our aggressor and recipient of the behavior. But being a recipient in a direct sense of aggressive social encounters can cause neurological changes that lead to greater chance for depression and anxiety and susceptibility to immune-related illness. Our relationships can suffer too, those considered being friendship, romantic, or educational and career, more so professional connections, can be damaged due to emotional dysregulation. And then some cases can also lead to self-harm or suicidal behaviors. And if interpreted to be a harm to others, legal repercussions can be taken against individuals. So things to look out for. Aggression has many forms, but it can look different among each case-to-case basis, and it changes with our age. And a common example we all experience, or at least most of us from a young age, is temper tantrums that children throw. Over time, most children learn to handle these emotions through teachings from their elders in their community, but they also learn on their own how to regulate emotion. And then later in life, there's a few signs that you can look out for too that uh, represent negative impact on the amygdala. and this um, overactive fight or flight responses can be one of them, but also fast pulse and heart rates and faster breathing and sweating can be a few more of them. And these are often referred to as like anxiety related behaviors too. So, prevention of emotional dysregulation and aggressive behavior. Emotional dysregulation is kind of unpredictable, and unfortunately, a lot of the conditions that cause it are unpreventable. So, to reduce some of them, the risk involved, we can do the following. You can manage and maintain a healthy body weight, as well as health conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, epilepsy. And taking care of infections is really important, especially those that can spread to our brain. If you consume alcohol or drugs, it's important to do so in moderation, not overdo things, and wearing protective equipment and activities that require it are also important to reduce risk of head trauma. And if emotional dysregulation becomes a really big problem for someone and it's impairing their life, um, there are steps like psychotherapy, medications, and brain surgeries that can be taken if thought it would be workable. That's the end of my presentation. I appreciate you for watching. Thank you.